In today's highlight, I'm going to talk about another Elvis Presley record. In the last video I was showing you the Legacy edition of That's the Way It Is record, which is a wonderful, beautiful record. It's one of my favorites. Today I'm going to highlight another great Elvis Presley record. It's a live concert and it's called Elvis. It's recorded live on stage in Memphis. And if you are an Elvis Presley fan, you of course already know this concert and you know this record. This is his 1974 concert in Memphis, which is his hometown. And, you know, to me, you know, everybody is so in love with, you know, Aloha from Hawaii as being the best Elvis Presley ever. But actually, if I'm really honest, this is even better. His voice on this one is absolutely amazing. It has a lot more power than the Aloha concerts, and it's really it's a great concert. Great songs, great power. He was at his peak, I think, during this concert. Now, if you are into Elvis Presley and you're collecting FTD records and FTD concert CDs and that kind of stuff, you know that Elvis wasn't always that good. A lot of the concerts he did, he performed very poorly. But this was him at his utmost best. What is the interesting part about this is the Legacy edition. So this record contains 4 discs. The first 2 discs contains the complete concert, which was recorded in Memphis. If you know the CD or the older versions of this record, then you know that it was heavily edited. A lot of songs were left out so that it fitted one LP. A lot of the songs they took out already appeared on the Aloha from Hawaii record a year earlier. But, you know, the fans demanded it. They wanted the complete concert. So there are a lot of bootlegs around which featured the whole concert. But FTD Records, which is the collector's label I was talking about before, they released a complete concert on CD a couple of years ago. And then a year before they released this one, the FTD Records also released this one. And this was actually the first time the complete concert was available on vinyl for in an official release, because FTD is a collector's label from RCA. It's an official release. The only thing is, FTD releases their records on a very limited basis. They're collector's items, they're really limited editions. So for the masses, this actually is the first time the complete concert appears on vinyl. This is an interesting record because this is 4-disc, 4 LP, what I already told you. The first 2 records covers the complete Memphis concert, but the nice thing about this one is it got also the complete concert he did in Richmond 2 days earlier. Now, if you are a collector of Elvis Presley stuff, then you probably have heard of the 48 Hours to Memphis CD, which appeared on the FTD label. But they used that same concert and they use it as an extra on this fantastic set. So now it's also available for the masses. It's even better than the Live at Memphis concert, because, you know, when they recorded Live at Memphis, you know, Elvis knew that it's got it, you know, it got to record it on disc, and so he, you know, he was very professional. He very, very, you know, serious. But in the 48 hours before, in the Richmond concert, they recorded it, but it was not intended for release. So it was more loosely, it was more, you know, a lot of more humor and that kind of stuff. So it's really great to listen to the 48 hours before concert of this Memphis thing. So anyway, let us take a look at this record. As I told you before, it's 4 discs, so it's packed inside a trifold. So this is the trifold. I don't know if you can see it. There are the tour dates of that specific tour where this was recorded, with a nice map. And on the other side you can see Elvis on stage. Very cool. When we look at the flip side of the sleeve, this is a different flip side than the original record. It has some, you know, just like That's the Way It Is record, it has some liner notes here, a picture, and then the contents of both records. Then when you open this up, here, this would be the original flip side of the of the record. So this was the way it was released, and then you can see in the track list a lot of the songs were cut out from the original release in comparison to the complete concert. That's pretty cool. It's pretty cool that they, for reference, they showed that on the record, that they showed the original. If we take a look at the vinyl, it's beautiful black, 180 gram, and just like the other LP I was talking about, it has the original orange label layout of RCA, which they were using in the end of the 60s and in the 70s. In the 80s they would, switch to black labels. In the inside of this whole package there is also a very nice booklet, just like the That's the Way It Is record. It's a very nice booklet with a lot of background information and photographs from the concerts and all that kind of stuff. Pretty cool. It's a nice read when you're listening to the record on the background. To me, this is fantastic. If you're an Elvis Presley fan, you gotta have this in your collection. This is Elvis Presley as recorded live on stage in Memphis.